Hey, what's going on guys? Jake Newby here. Welcome back to another video. Now today we're actually going to be looking at cinematic settings on the Zhiyun Crane. Now if you're new here, I make videos all about photography and filmmaking, so if that's something you're interested in, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on those. So today I'm actually going to be using the Zhiyun Crane 2, but these settings should be able to be applied to the Zhiyun Crane V1, V2, the 2, and the Crane Plus. And for my settings, I kind of go with like really slow gimbal movement settings, and I think that really adds to a cinematic piece, is using slow gimbal movements rather than really fast, quick movements. But you know, if you're filming for sports or something like that, then I would definitely try a different set of settings than what I'm going to show you today. So all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and connect to the Zhiyun Play app, and we'll just slide over, find whatever gimbal you're using, connect the device, and boom. So bottom left hand corner, you'll see here there's the gear icon. Go ahead and click on that, and as you can see on the left side of the screen, there are different titles. So you see the follow rate, control rate, smooth degree, dead zone, and reverse control. So I'm actually only going to be looking at the first four for this tutorial. Reverse control isn't really something we need to worry about for this. So going through them, your follow rate is how fast the gimbal movement is. So from the beginning part of the movement to the end part of the movement, that's how fast it's going to be. Your control rate is your joystick movement. So when you use the joystick, it's going to be how responsive or how fast or slow the gimbal responds to that. And then your smooth degree is going to be how gradually your gimbal comes to its final spot. So if you turn the gimbal one direction, it's going to very gradually go to a stop. It's not going to just be very jerky and go from one spot to another spot. It's going to be very smooth and cinematic. And so finally, your dead zone is how responsive the gimbal is to the movements that you give. So for example, at a lower setting, the gimbal is going to be very responsive to the movements that you make with your hands, but if it's at a higher setting, you know, it's going to take a little bit more effort to make the gimbal actually respond to what you're doing. So very quickly here, I will just run through my settings for cinematic movements. For my follow rate, I switch it to 50. For the roll on the follow rate, I just leave it at 80. And then for the pan, I actually drop it down to 20. And then going on to the control rate, I actually drop the tilt down to 10. And then for the roll, I'll drop that down to 15. And then for pan, I'll actually drop that way down to 10 as well. And then going on to smooth degree, I bump the tilt up to 200. I leave the roll at 100, and then I change the pan to 200 as well. And then finally, your dead zone, I change the tilt to 4. And then I change the pan to 4 as well, but I leave the roll at 5. And then I save that pattern. So those are my settings for the Zhiyun Crane. Now you can see that when I move this thing around, it's a little bit smoother and it's a little bit slower than how the default settings came. So I totally recommend you guys to try this out if you're looking for really like smooth cinematic movements. But if you want something that's a little bit more fast-paced, chasing a subject, something like that, then you know, definitely tweak those settings to however they work for you guys. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.